Manuel Lopez, Jose Luis Caro fight is scheduled for 6 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, real quickly, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim.
Here comes Caro. First fight outside of Mexico, obviously, therefore, first fight in Las Vegas. 10 wins, 3 losses, and a draw. 9 KOs coming in. It's a pretty good record, but on the other hand, he knows enough to know that he's the opponent. What's the mentality, Manuel?
Well, when you're going just one of those punches like Lopez is, in particular, a fast punch. He comes out early. You have got to really be alert and be ready. There's no warming up, filling out. It's going to go on tonight.
So the warm-up in the dressing room becomes critically important.
Very, very, very critical in this case, sure.
Get your head on straight and keep it there.
That's because if you're not warmed up, you can't do it when you get in the ring in this case, sure.
And, of course, Lopez, with 6 first-round knockouts in his first 8 fights, is looking for exactly that result to make the impression he's looking to make here tonight. So surely Caro knows that as he goes into the ring. All 8 fights in 2005 for young Lopez. He comes from Aguas, Puerto Rico.
We've been watching Morales and Barrera and some others for a decade, dominating the featherweight to the junior lightweight divisions. And there are a number of outstanding young prospects looking to succeed them, and Lopez may be one of them.
Lopez does not have one of those familiar Puerto Rican trainers whom we've seen frequently in the past. He's not with Papa Trinidad. He's not with Evangelista Cotto. His trainer is Alexander Carabello. Fascinating that given the chance to come in at 126, he weighs in at 123.5. We'll see if that hampers his punching power against the bigger Caro. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is a presentation of Top Rank Incorporated, sponsored by the King of Beers, Budweiser, sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The 3 judges at ringside: Adelaide Bird, Bert Clements, and Patricia Mars-Jarman. The man in charge of the action inside the ring will be Joe Cortez, your referee. And now, by way of Win Las Vegas, 6 rounds of boxing. This is in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red, official weight, 126 pounds. Professional record, 10 victories, including 9 knockouts, only 3 defeats, with 1 bout even. From Ciudad Obregón, Mexico, here is Jose Luis Caro. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue, official weight, 123.5 pounds. A perfect professional record consisting of 8 bouts, 8 victories, 8 knockouts. De Caguas, Puerto Rico, the undefeated Juan Lopez.
Okay, Juan Manuel. Ok, ya vi las reglas, los dos en el camerino. Espero una pelea limpia. Protégese en todo momento. Los golpes aquí están bien. Los golpes aquí están un poquito. Esto aquí está bien ahora. No, está un poquito alto aquí los golpes. Ok, keep it game fight. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Suerte.
It's always fun to watch a hot young prospect and see what he brings to the dance.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting tonight, particularly because he's fighting a Mexican, and as we could see from the introduction, even though Lopez is the favorite and the star, the crowd was very lukewarm with their applause for him.
Right. The Juan Manuel Lopez jumped out of his corner and went through an elaborate sort of dance with a big filigree at the end, throwing a punch into the air, expecting a crowd response, and the Mexican sat here and looked at him like,
that's right.
Take that stuff back to Federico, kid.
Well, this is a predominant Mexican and Filipino crowd tonight.
So Lopez, the knockout sensation, is a southpaw, and Caro, who is here to try to get through the first round, blunt Lopez's try for another first-round knockout, and then go from there, is a conventional fighter. And you can see already, Caro intends to move side to side to try to stop Lopez's punching power. So Lopez stands in the center of the ring and pivots and looks for a chance to land something. Chopping right hand over the top by Lopez. Good quick hook by Lopez.
One of the best punches when you're fighting a guy on the opposite side is a right hook.
And again, he starts out with the hook.
The right hook is working again.
The 2 times that Caro has briefly come forward, he's gotten clocked with right hooks by Juan Manuel Lopez. And again, a right hook as Caro steps forward. Caro moving in and out, trying to move side to side, hoping his movement will slow down the number of punches that Lopez is able to get off.
And Lopez could be one of those southpaws, like a lot of southpaws, which really are right-handed fighters, like Marvin Hagler was, and 2 of my fighters, Jesse Benavidez and Michael Mora.
Totally flat-footed, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Puncher stance.
And when he throws the left hand, I have not been impressed with the way he delivers his left hand as much as I have his right hand.
It'd be interesting to see where the knockouts came from.
Yeah, that little right hook is a punch that his opponents really can't see coming.
No, and the right jab is effective too.
Again, he throws the hook just as Caro began to lean forward. But we're past the 2-minute mark, and Lopez is nowhere near a first-round knockout, so this may become the 3rd of 9 fights in which he doesn't put his opponent away in the first stanza. Meaning Caro's better than the previous opponents.
That's what it means.
But also it shows some poise on the part of Lopez. He's not out here just to put up a string of 1-round knockouts. He'll take care of what's in front of him as it develops.
No, he didn't come out trying to force a knockout. He's a very active puncher, and if it happens, it happens. But he impressed me the fact that he came out working behind a nice jab and a counter right hook.
And waiting for Caro to come to him. As you say, Manuel, not forcing it, not pressing it. Confident that he gets a chance to use his stuff when the moment comes. Fast hands.
Very, very active puncher, too.
We're looking good, but we need to have our hands a little higher. Don't get overconfident. He's not doing too much. The jab, keep it going. Yeah, the jab from the side.
He's just joined us. Ray Torres is our interpreter in Spanish-speaking corners.
Don't close my eyes. Don't tell me what to do. Yeah, the left eye. You got to throw the right uppercut. Yeah, but throw more lefts. Come on, do what I tell you. You got to stop him.
Trainer and cut man Manuel Baldenegro working Caro's eyes.
It's interesting, Emmanuel, just how a top prospect just carries himself.
Yes.
You could see him standing in his corner, fully aware of what he's bringing here and what his future could be.
Well, it's one thing that I found out dealing with a lot of champion fighters. There's a certain amount of intelligence and awareness that they all have, regardless of what may be their academic standards. They're always aware of everything that's going on. Ali had that, Lennox Lewis, Delahoye, all those guys.
Joel Julio.
Yes, they're always. Well, he's not there yet.
Oh, come on. The reference is to the most spectacular young prospect in the sport, Larry.
Yeah, and he'll be on the card underneath Mosley and Vargas, and we hope to get to show some of that fight.
Here's the first knockdown of the fight. Rather expectedly, it comes on a quick right hook.
Right, but it was more of a hook and a push type hook anyway. It was balanced for the most part.
Yeah, and he hit, and And he hit Caro sort of on the back of the neck.
Yeah.
In fact, given all that, everything you've said, which is all true, I was surprised Caro went down. Now Lopez following up. The sense of urgency goes up, but only a little. Nothing frantic, nothing frenzied, just keeps working.
His speed and accuracy of punches is really bothering Caro right now.
Obviously, he realizes that he didn't catch Caro with a massive shot,
right,
and there isn't a lot of after effect.
No, very, very patient. He realized it was more of like a push type right hook, but nevertheless, he's back to boxing, trying to find his clean punch. Caro at this stage here is really mentally going through some changes, realizing that the guy is a much more accurate puncher than he is.
Two good body shots by Lopez, backed Caro way off. Caro's becoming a little bit more cautious now, having tasted all of the leather that Lopez can throw. But again, Lopez's straight left hand, not nearly as impressive as that quick right hook.
Right.
Break.
Joe Cortez, one of the great referees in the sport, capable of speaking Spanish to both fighters, of course. Cortez is from Puerto Rico, but many Mexican fighters prefer his services. He is universally regarded as fair.
I think he was raised in New York. I know he was a New York Golden Gloves champion.
Flurry of punches now from Lopez as he caught Caro along the ropes with a good shot. Followed up with a flurry.
Take some air. How you feel? Come on, yeah. Stretch your legs. How come you're not throwing any punches? My eyes is almost closed. Throw some punches. You gotta throw punches. Come on, it's easy. Come on, listen to me. You gotta throw the punches. And when he comes in, hit him. Come on. You gotta throw punches. Come on, don't.
As you can see there, the knockdown was more from the angle and the position of Caro's body as much as it was from the punch. Because the punch was more of like a punch that caught him on the back of the head and made him lose his balance.
And he had his right foot on Caro's left foot,
yes,
which is always helpful.
And that's why he was complaining.
Now, Lopez is a tall featherweight, just an inch shorter than Eric Morales. Delivers short, sharp punches. If he can take a punch, and eventually we'll find that out, he looks like he's a comer.
Bout is scheduled for only 6 rounds, so we go to Harold Letterman at this early juncture in round 3. Harold, how'd you score the first two?
Okay, Jim. 2-0, 20-17. Jose Manuel Lopez. Jim, the biggest mistake that Caro's making is he's circling to his right the entire fight. You can't circle to your right against the big left-hand puncher because you're circling right into that big left hand, and that's all there is to it.
I think he's circling to his right because he wants to stay away from Caro.
He wants to square up in front of him. That's what he wants to do, but he's going the wrong way. In any case, 2-0, 20-17. Lopez, give him an extra point for the knockdown in round 2.
Don't you think he's circling to his right to stay away from the right hook?
Well, to me, in my case, I don't see that much emphasis whether left or right as everybody else puts on. I think the guy is just a much better boxer, much better fundamentally. Because there's different ways you can fight a southpaw, moving to the left or to the right. It really doesn't matter that much.
Well, although it's common consensus in the sport, for instance, that Oscar De La Hoya got a win over Pernell Whitaker despite going the wrong way all night against Whitaker.
Yes, if you have speed and skill, it still will prevail. Just speed is a big factor. More so than position and left to right.
But Caro comes out of...
Caro is on his back.
He landed a right hand and got a left hand in return.
And maybe Lopez's left hand is pretty good after all.
Good shot.
As it ends the fight in the 3rd round. The 9th consecutive knockout in Juan Manuel Lopez's career. Only the 3rd time he's had to go rounds beyond the 1st to do it. But you saw the skills, and you saw the reason for the enthusiasm about Juan Manuel Lopez.
And, you know, and he delivers his punches so correctly, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Straight punches, the little hook with the right hand. He's got some offensive skills. We know that.
His punches are very accurate and short. In fact, I think that was a straight little short left that Caro never even saw because he was delivering a right hand, I think, himself when he was hit.
Let's take a look at the replays of this straight left-hand shot. He landed the right perfectly. He never tasted the left. He got caught with a right hook.
I didn't even see it myself.
He got caught with a right hook as he landed his right. Boom.
Very similar to the right hook that Tarver caught Roy Jones with in the 11th round.
So there was no straight left hand involved.
And I thought it was a left.
And frankly, he was knocked out prior to landing his right hand. Look at this. He lands the right hand after he's already tasted the hook. Amazing.
Unbelievable.
He was gone before he landed that shot.
And I thought he landed his right hand, but he didn't.
That's how quick Juan Manuel Lopez's right hook is. So once again, he doesn't really answer the question about the straight left hand, but he tells you everything you need to know about his right hook.
He's a dangerous man.
If Manny Pacquiao had that punch.
That's the one thing that's missing. Pacquiao punches so much with his left hand. I mean, he tries to punch straight through you with his left hand.
But to be fair to him, some of his most damaging punches in his last fight were right hooks.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons they say it can be different tonight. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on this Lopez knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute 44 seconds of round number 3. The winner by knockout victory, still undefeated. His record now 9 bouts, 9 victories, 9 KOs. Juan Lopez.